Hey guys, it's Jason with Kentucky Sustainable Living. As you can see, it's still cold outside and the snow's not melting. It's going to be like this. We're going to get some more snow. Do you have the top 5 things that I'm going to tell you that you need to begin to start preparing? Stick along with me. I've got my top 5 stuff for y'all to get to start out prepping. Also, there's a bonus tip. Stick around for all those. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jason with Kentucky Sustainable Living. I appreciate everybody that's been watching the videos, all our new subscribers to the channel. Today, you'll have to excuse me, I just got done rolling out a bale of hay for the animals. Every time I do that, I get a little stopped up, allergies, sinus, that kind of crap. But back to the thing. Today, we're going to talk about my top 5 essentials for somebody that's just starting out in their preparedness journey. And what got me to do this video, I had someone I was talking to the other day, and they asked me the question. They said, Jason, if you're just starting out, I'm so confused. What's the top 5 things that you would buy or get or learn just starting out prepping? So guys, we're going to go over that. I've got some notes. I made some notes on this. This is my top 5. They're going to vary from person to person, but this is my top 5. All right, starting off the list, food and water. I'm a big proponent of storing what you already eat and having a good stockpile of that. Start off small with it, stuff that you eat regularly. Don't run out and buy a bunch of MREs that you've never eaten before. First off, those things will clog you up faster than all get out. And a lot of them taste like crap, honestly, and they're expensive for what you're getting. One of the big things that you're going to need is proteins. I'm a big fan. I've got Keystone. This is Keystone ground beef and Keystone shredded pork. I've eaten these. They've got a 10-year shelf life from Keystone. I'm going to try to put links in the description for everything that I'm going to show you on this. But the ground beef, honestly, it's got a 10-year shelf life from Keystone. This is Best Buy 2025, so I've had this for a hot minute. But the ground beef is excellent in spaghetti. Take it, drain the water off of it, mix it in with your spaghetti and your spaghetti sauce, and it makes a great spaghetti. I have taken the shredded pork, taken it, drain the water off, warm it up, put barbecue sauce on it, and put it on hamburger buns, and it's awesome pulled pork sandwiches. Also following along with that lines is water storage. Start with a few cases of bottled water, depending on how long you're going to prepare for. Go back and look at one of my other videos that I just posted a couple days ago. It's got some other stuff in there. Start off with bottled water. Also have water filtration. The Sawyer filters, the Lifestraws, the Berkey filters. I've got all those. I've got a big Berkey in the house that we use, and then I've got Lifestraws also in backpacks and the Sawyer minis also. But that first one you got to do, food and water. All right, guys, number 2 on our list of top 5 items to get, an alternate heat source. If the power goes out, we've got some kind of emergency going on, you're going to need a way to stay warm. One of the cheapest and the easiest things, this is a big buddy heater. That's their biggest buddy heater that they make. I forgot the BTUs on it, but it's got low, medium, and high. Right now it's on high, and it is cranking out some heat. I did buy the optional accessory to where I can hook a 20-pound propane tank. I think it's got a 10 or a 12-foot hose and a filter that goes with it, but it will throw some heat out. I used it in my office and my bathroom when we're doing videos in there, and in a matter of about 10 minutes, it'll do a 10 by 20 office area and bathroom. It'll heat it up to 70 degrees, no problem. Your 20-pound tanks last a long time, even running on high. Right now it's on high, and we can turn it down to medium and then turn it down to low. And even on low, it still puts out a pretty good amount of heat. And if you look, I've seen a guy take a paint roller frame and put on there to where you can cook on top of that. I have not done that. Maybe we'll try it in a video. Another thing you can look at also look at the wall propane heaters. Those are awesome things. They're ventless. They require no electricity. They've got a spark ignition, and you can hook a 20-pound tank, but the 20-pound tanks won't last that long with it. The ultimate in preparedness for an alternative heat source. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you that. All right, guys. One of your other choices on your alternate heat source is a wood stove. This is a wood stove that I've got in my shop. It is it's a buck stove model. It's an old one. I don't even know if they make buck stoves anymore. This thing probably weighs, I would say, close to 300 pounds. I brought it in with the tractor forks and set it in place. But this stove going at a moderate fire, a moderate to big fire, will keep my shop's a 1,500 square foot with 14-foot ceilings. It will keep this shop plenty warm. We can keep it 60 to 65 degrees in this shop, no problem at all. That's another option. That's going to be your most expensive option just because the stoves are cheap, but the stovepipe and the installation are the hard part on it. I installed this myself, never had a problem with it. Clean the chimney a couple times a year and you're good to go. Stay tuned and we're going to hit number 3. All right, guys. Number 3 item to have on our top 5, flashlights, batteries, and candles. This is a Streamlight Stylish Pro. That's what I carry in my pocket every day for contracting work. I'm a contractor by day, do all this other fun stuff in the afternoons and at night. But this is a Streamlight Stylish Pro. This is in my pocket every day. Use it multiple times a day to look at stuff on job sites. One of the flashlights that resides in my truck all the time, this is a Coast G450. Nice flashlight. I don't know. I'll see if I can put some links and find these on Amazon. I actually got this at Meyer, I think. It's got an adjustable to where you can go from spotlight to floodlight. Awesome thing to have. The more flashlights you have. Also, I've got a ton of the cheap, like Walmart sells them, the cheap little 5-pack Chinese, almost throwaway flashlights. They're great for throwing for the kids to use, stuff like that. If you lose one, you hadn't lost a whole lot of money. Also, I use a lot of rechargeable batteries like the N-loops. I've got a ton of N-loop batteries. We keep a bunch of those charged up. They stay charged for a long time. I really like those. And one of the best things, candles. After the holidays, I always go in to, especially Meyer, after each holiday, everybody's got to have candles for the holidays. I don't know why, but whatever. But it's fine with me because I go in and buy the candles at like 70 to 75% off a few days after the holiday. It doesn't matter if they're red candles, green candles, they all light and burn pretty good. Also in the ethnic section, they've got candles at the grocery store. Those things burn forever in a day. And a lot of times they'll mark those down real cheap. And I've got a ton of those. Guys, we're going to come up on number 4 and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Number 4 on my list of top 5 is first aid. You're going to need first aid, and I'm not talking about just all the cool guy ninja stuff, chest seals, tourniquets, nasal pharyngeal airway, all that stuff. Yes, you need that, but you're going to need the everyday items on it. Perfect example, cut myself today. This is a bag that lives in my truck. It's honestly, transparency, this is a cheap Chicom bag that I picked up at a gun show, but it lives in my truck. It's got everything I need. Cut myself today on my hand like I showed you. Went out to the truck, grabbed a Band-Aid, wiped it off with some alcohol pads, put a Band-Aid on it, you're back. Honestly, a lot of people don't even have a stinking Band-Aid in their truck, let alone a tourniquet, chest seal, anything like that. I keep all that stuff with me all the time, not because I'm afraid I'm going to get in a gunfight or anything like that, but using power tools all day, yes, there's a great chance that you could cut yourself or cause a traumatic injury that you're going to need to do something with. This bag has everything to treat catastrophic injuries along with your everyday stuff. Band-Aids, your boo-boo stuff. Band-Aids, it's got alcohol stuff. You've got anti-diarrhea medicine, Gas-X, ibuprofen, Tylenol, all the stuff like that. Sets of tweezers in there. Got tons of gauze pads, quick clot, all that stuff. But also, just as important as having the stuff, it's just as important to get trained on that, because just like with anything else, having all the cool guy gear and not knowing how to use it, you're not doing yourself any good. Get trained on it. One of the best people in the business is Chuck Peoples with Homestead Medical. Check his channel out. Chuck does in-person training. Chuck sells all the medical supplies you need. Most of my stuff has come from Chuck. Check him out. Chuck is going to be teaching a class, a homestead medical class at our festival coming up in March. It's KentuckySustainableLiving.com is our festival website. Check it out, but go get training. There's tons of qualified people out there. If you don't do it with Chuck, find somebody else that's qualified to do your medical training. Get trained on that. Have all your stuff. I wrote a list out of just basic stuff that you're going to need. Band-Aids, gauze, Neosporin, tweezers, tourniquet. Of course, tourniquet. The Cat 5s or the Cat Gen 7s are the best ones, and mostly what I've got. Chest seals, alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, burn cream, hydrocortisone cream, insect sting relief. I know Benadryl makes a little bitty sting thing. I keep a couple of those in there because a lot of times I've gotten stung by a bee or a wasp, and it hurts, but it's just enough to annoy you. But you can take one of those pins, rub it on there, and it's good to go. Over-the-counter medicines, you know, people don't think about it a lot. Your anti-diarrheas, your Gas-X, your ibuprofen, Tylenol, aspirin, Aleve, all that kind of stuff. Tums, get all that stuff. And then, of course, don't forget your prescription medicines. Guys, hang tight, and we're going to be back with number 5 in just a second. All right, guys, number 5 on our top 5 list, a generator. Yes, some people are going to say, oh, man, I don't have the money for a generator. This generator, I bought it on Marketplace from a lady that had bought it, still in the box, bought it for less than half of what it was new. And starting out, it's not an expensive generator. This is a Sportsman. It's a Sportsman Champion. It's only a 3,500 watt running generator, dual fuel. I like the dual fuel ones. Don't think that you have to run out and buy a $5,000 or $6,000 generator and like a 15 kW generator that's going to run your whole house. In a grid down emergency or even in a power outage, you really don't need to run your whole house on there. You're going to run just the bare necessities. Your refrigerator, your freezer, maybe the stove. The stove's going to take a lot. You're going to need a 220 for that. This one's does not have a 220 on it, so you'll need something bigger. But honestly, in a small power outage, suck it up and cook on the grill. I mean, I'm not going to pull a generator out just so I can use the oven. I'm going to fire the grill up and go with it. But don't rush out, buy a big generator. You don't need one that's going to run the whole house. I would start out with like a 3,500 watt. That's going to run most of your necessities that you're going to need. Dual fuel, one that'll run on gasoline or propane, is great. If you've got more money, you might want to look at a diesel generator. Diesel stores a lot longer than gasoline. I personally have a diesel generator too, and I like it. If I've got one that I'm going to pull out, generally I'll pull the diesel one out just because I have more diesel storage than I do gasoline storage just for equipment. Then that brings up another point, your fuel. Get at least 10 gallons of good gas, non-ethanol gas. In all our small equipment, we run non-ethanol fuel in all of it. Our leaf blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, generators all run non-ethanol fuel. Four-wheeler runs non-ethanol fuel. Store at least 10 gallons of fuel. That's pretty easy to store and pretty easy to cycle through. If you know you're not going to need it for a while, put some Stay Build in it. It's going to keep it fresh longer. But generator is number 5. Be back, and I think I've got a bonus one for you. All right, guys, bonus tip. I said I know it was 5. I had one that we didn't leave out because I know if we leave it out, I'm going to get comments. Oh, you left this out. I'm going to assume that most everybody has a pew-pew in their house and should know how to use it somewhat. So that's kind of a given, but we're going to put security as a bonus item to put on there. Everybody should have a pew pew, at least 1, 2, or 20 if you need that. It's not a bad idea to have 20. That and have ammunition for it. Know how to use that pew pew. Get some training. There's a lot of reputable trainers that can do stuff for you. But have a pew pew or 2 or 20, like I said, ammunition for it, and know how to use it. Guys, that's my top 5 plus a bonus one. All right, guys, let's put a bow on this video and call it a day. I'm ready to go in and eat dinner. Guys, but this has been my top 5. I know a lot of people will disagree with it. Tell me your top 5 in the comments. I'd like to know. This has just been mine. It was spurred on by a conversation I had with somebody the other day when I was talking to them. I'm like, let's shoot it out. I sat down and talked to them and shot them a top 5. I'm going to be working with them to get some of their stuff squared away. We've had many conversations about it since then. But this, like I said, this is my top 5. I appreciate you watching. If you stuck around this long, I would like you to hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe, and there will be more content coming your way. Thanks, guys.